Three, two, one. Here we go, people. We're back at you all with another podcast.
Ready to rock this bitch out again. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's rock and roll. So, this time around, we're going to be getting into a bunch of different things. But we're going to kind of start off where we left off last time, because on our last podcast, we mostly were talking about wrestlers who passed away. But then after that podcast was posted, sometime a little later, a few more wrestlers had passed away.
Yeah, and one that was very, I mean, they were both sad, but the one was very, very shocking. Bray Wyatt.
Right. Bray Wyatt had passed away, and Terry Funk.
Yeah.
Which is, man, this is like a bad year for wrestlers, man, because a lot of them had popped off. You know? And plus, we're also going to get into some questions by another YouTuber named Daniel Santana. I got a few of his stuff written down, so we'll get into that a little later. But I did want to start off with, talking about Bray Wyatt and then Terry Funk.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll start off with Bray Wyatt. He had passed away. Let's see. Got his Wikipedia up. He passed away on August 24th, 2023. He was only age 36, which is crazy. And he passed away from a heart attack.
Yeah, dude, he was younger than us.
Yeah. See, wrestling's no joke, dude. That is a hardcore lifestyle.
Yeah. What gets me, though, is that something must have... The WWE must have known something was wrong with him, because the last year of his career, he always was missing a lot. Like, he'd come back, start building them up, then he'd take off again, and then they finally, the report come out saying that he had passed away. You're like, wait, well, what?
Right. It's pretty wild, man. Young guy.
Yeah. You know what? What's crazy? That's two members now of the Wyatt family that are gone.
Right, yeah, because didn't a few years ago one of the other guys...
Yeah, Luke Harper, a.k.a. Brody Lee, and
right.
and it sucks, man, because I feel bad for Eric Rowan, who was the third guy in the Wyatt family that, they were, like, they all started. I know they brought in Braun Strowman at one point to be a member of the Wyatt family, but the original starting of the Wyatt family itself was Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan.
Right. What did you think of them?
I thought their characters were cool as hell.
Yeah, I even liked their theme music and stuff.
You didn't like that?
Their theme music was pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you ever seen the original video they came out with to kind of get the Wyatt family out there? Like, they sent a camera guy to, like, this country backwoods area, and just, like, you were introduced to, like, Eric Rowan, who you see him, like, chopping the ground with, like, with an axe and with a goat mask on. Luke Harper coming up to him going, like, he's like, "Don't stray."
Yeah, they had a cool thing going on for a while there.
Yeah, and what got me is, like, Bray Wyatt wrestled in the WWE before he was Bray Wyatt.
Right.
He originally started off as Husky Harris, and he was part of that whole Nexus and all that bullshit, and then he left, and he was repackaged as Bray Wyatt, and that was, to me, the best thing for him, because as Bray Wyatt, when you were introduced to him, you were just thinking, dude, this is gonna be a badass motherfucker right here.
Yeah, but wasn't his persona changed from Bray Wyatt to something else? I forgot offhand. He was like
yeah, he did an angle where he was kind of like he was developed a new character called the Fiend.
Yeah, the Fiend. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was doing a whole bunch of like. Did you see the Firefly Funhouse big vignettes that they were showing?
Yeah, I've seen some of that stuff.
Yeah, it was funny. He was wrestling as that, then he transformed into the Fiend. He transformed into his original thing when he was feuding with Braun Strowman, and back to the Fiend. And
he wrestled Undertaker at WrestleMania. At one of the WrestleManias, I don't remember which one.
It was one of the. I think it was after he got his WrestleMania streak.
Yeah, I think it was what.
I don't even.
I couldn't tell you.
So many years that you just look at like, man, like. I can't recall, but I know, like, I remember the match, and it was awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was cool. Good, good wrestler, had a good gimmick and all that.
Yeah. And I thought, like, the last time I heard, it was, like, maybe a couple months before he passed, that I always check the internet and to see what's going on in the wrestling world, because I don't follow it, but I still follow it on the internet, keep up, who's wrestling and what's going on and this and that.
Right.
I was hearing reports like, Bray Wyatt ready to make a comeback. Is he going to introduce somebody to his stable? He's going to start a stable again, and this and that. And they had another gimmick that somebody was saying that he had out again called Captain Howdy or Uncle Howdy, something. I don't remember what it was, but
right.
I won't say Uncle Howdy or something like that. But it was like a weird, like he was wearing this weird mask, but you could tell, like even though he had the mask on, the coat, that it was Bray Wyatt.
Right, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was hearing that he was going to be making a comeback and this and that. And then next thing you know, you look on the internet, it says Bray Wyatt has passed away, and you're like, wait, what the fuck? Yeah,
it was a trip because him and Terry Funk pretty much right at the same time, one day after the other,
Yeah, first I remember getting the news that Terry Funk had passed away.
Right. Then the next day, boom, Bray Wyatt.
And like you're sitting there thinking, like, man, this sucks, Terry Funk, man.
Right.
And then the next day you look on the internet and say Bray Wyatt has passed away. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, I'm thinking, man, that's way too young.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Terry Funk I can understand because he was old.
Yeah.
And he's been through a lot, and your body can only take so much. But Bray Wyatt, it's like, wow.
Yeah, like, you go. I watched a video of on YouTube. It was called Terry Funk's like last on camera appearance or something, and Mick Foley went to his he was staying in like a nursing home, and Mick Foley brought him some like barbecue to eat, and they're sitting there eating and talking, and Terry Funk looked so different. Like he didn't have he was clean shaven, and he looked like an 80-year-old man.
Well, he was 79.
Yeah, but I'm saying I remember it's just, man, in a way, that's not how I want to remember Terry Funk looking like how he did in that video. Like,
right.
I remember the Terry Funk that I grew up watching. Motherfucker was crazy.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time. Not only, just him, but his family, were wrestlers.
Yeah.
And he was in a bunch of movies, like Roadhouse.
And to me, his most notable appearance in a movie to me would be Over the Top with the Mr. Cutler is talking to you.
Right.
I'm through talking.
Yeah. Stallone had put him not only an over the top, but Stallone did a movie in the late '70s, which he put Terry Funk in as well.
Hell yeah!
So they were friends. They've known each other,
Yeah.
for a while. And he was also in Roadhouse, like I was saying.
Yeah, dude. You know what sucked about Roadhouse and his character in Roadhouse? You don't even see how he gets killed. You see a guy like go around the corner and just see fucking Terry Funk laying there dead.
Right. I think all that stuff got cut out of the movie because I've seen pictures of some of those guys that were supposed to fight Patrick Swayze around the end, but it got like all cut out for some reason.
Yeah, and you just see him like I said with Terry Funk, you think like, man, they're gonna have a good fight, and and then one of the guys comes around the corner and sees Terry Funk just laying there dead, and you're like, wait, what?
Right. Plus, he was in the documentary Beyond the Mat.
Yeah.
Talk about his so-called at that time his last match, but I believe he kept on wrestling.
Yeah, well, he was supposedly going to be, and they even announced at the end of Beyond the Mat, his retirement lasts all of 3 months.
Yeah, I mean it was in his blood to wrestle, man, which is cool.
Yeah, dude, I remember Terry Funk in the fucking '80s when he wrestled with the WWF.
Right.
He wrestled with his brother Dory Funk, who they called Hoss Funk, and it's just like, and he's a crazy motherfucker. He had quite a rivalry with fucking Hulk Hogan back in the day.
Right. Yeah.
I remember watching a match between the two of them that was funny. I mean, it was your typical, Hulk Hogan match. He wins, blah blah blah, goes after Jimmy Hart, and as he's going after Jimmy Hart, fucking Terry Funk grabs his branding iron and clocks him with it, and right. As Hogan's laying there out, he fucking like branded him with like an X on his chest, with like a paint deal, yeah. And he was all like gloating about like, I got you. I was like, you did this, I'll go get him. It doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good stuff there, man. And he wrestled for a lot of different companies. He was in ECW, did that hardcore shit,
Yeah, he also wrestled like NWA and WCW. He had quite a feud with Ric Flair.
Right.
He pile drove Ric Flair through a damn table.
Nice. He was also in part of those, Japanese hardcore death matches and all that shit.
Yeah, I remember getting that tape years ago called ICP Stranglemania that ICP put out.
Yeah, we watched that at our friend's house back in the late 90s.
Yeah, and it was not what I was expecting. Remember, we went to, what was the name of that fucking store we went to where we got that? And we went to like...
I have no idea.
They had the mall, and they had like... I think I might have got it from Best Buy. I got it from somewhere, but
right.
I remember, like I said, we went to our buddy's house and we watched it, and just hearing like ICP, fucking just cursing and shit over it, like giving their own commentary and
right.
Even giving them like different names, like he called Cactus Jack, Cactus Sack, and he called Terry Funk a drunk Terry Funk.
Right. They were adding in their own silly commentary over the matches, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that ever got a DVD treatment, but I know it was on VHS.
Yeah, I know, because but yeah. I don't know what happened to it. Like,
yeah, I don't think you have any of your wrestling VHS tapes.
Like I said, I have a box, I think, still out in our old shed out back that I think I might have some in there, but I doubt
any bought VHS tapes?
Huh?
Any bought or are those recorded?
I'm going to say mostly they're probably all recorded.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You probably got some good footage in there. That's probably never been shown before since then. You know, because you used to record a lot off of
yeah, dude.
TV.
I recorded the first couple years of the Monday Night Wars.
Nice.
I would record I know they would air WWF and WCW at the same time, but what the thing was, WCW would run a what do you call it? Would run it out and get on the air like 2 hours later, and I would always record the Nitro. I would watch Raw, and then I would watch the replay of Nitro.
Right. That's pretty cool.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, you were into it big time in the 90s.
Yeah.
So,
You're talking about Terry Funk. Do you remember when he came into WWF in the late 90s and worked as Chainsaw Charlie?
for sure.
Yeah, I remember, dude. I still remember that match because they had this crate on stage on the episode of Raw, and like everybody's saying like, we don't know what this crate is and why it's here. It just appeared, and like Mick Foley came out to wrestle one of the New Age Outlaws, and he cut this promo where he was like morphing from Dude Love to Mankind to Cactus Jack, and he's like talking about, it's sad because it's 2 on 1. He's like, well, open those eyes, Mom, because I got help. He's like, Chainsaw Charlie's here. And he's like, as far as you two boys, you have a surprise for me. I got a surprise for you. Bang, bang. And as they fought upstage, you just hear like a chainsaw, and you see a chainsaw sawing through the box, and out popped like I swear I thought it was like a version of Leatherface because but then you realize he's got fucking pantyhose on his head. Like, wait, I thought he was gonna be like a Leatherface type character, but the fuck is this,
Right. Yeah, good times, good old school 90s wrestling, man.
Oh yeah.
So now I guess we'll get into some of these questions from Daniel Santana, another YouTuber.
Yeah.
And you'll probably know more about this than me because you were more into wrestling back in the day than me. But
that was funny. We were growing up. I was like the diehard wrestling fan. You were more of a diehard like martial arts fan.
Martial arts movie fan.
Yeah, like you were. I remember like you always were into like Jackie Chan and Van Damme and
Seagal and all them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember you had me watch some of the movies, and I thought that quite a few of them were really good.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
There was one we watched, I can't remember the name of it now, but it was like,
well, who was in it?
I can't, it was one of those Japanese movies, but like this guy would take a drug, and he fought like a whole bunch of guys, and people were trying to like slice him with knives, and he had padding on, and
I know what you're talking about. I cannot remember the name offhand. Beast Cops. Okay, yeah, that's it. It's a Hong Kong film called Beast Cops, which I still have on DVD.
Yeah. I remember watching that, like watching the Jackie Chan movies, like Rumble in the Bronx and all that.
Right. Well, he made it pretty big in the U.S. When Rumble in the Bronx hit there in '96. That was it. He popped off real good.
Well, he got his start in the Cannonball Run movies.
No, he got to start long before that. I mean, he was in Bruce Lee films.
Oh, okay.
So
I really didn't know of Jackie Chan until like basically
right.
Being a comic book buff, and I watched that, and he was cool. Like that motherfucker knew how to fight.
Oh yeah, he's been doing it for his whole life.
Yeah. But I remember in Cannonball Run when they took off like to finish the race, Jackie Chan wanted to stay behind and beat the shit out of some more guys.
Yeah.
He was fighting the whole fucking biker squad. Like,
it's pretty good, but he made it pretty big in Hong Kong back in the late 70s.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, he's been around, but let's get.
And the motherfucker was crazy because he does his own stunts.
Right. Well, he does most of them. There's some that he won't.
Yeah, because I mean, remember you had a poster years ago.
Yeah, showing off like every part of his body getting injured.
Yeah, saying like pointing out the fact like bone chips from this movie,
right. Broken neck, broken foot, you know.
Broken foot from Rumble in the Bronx, fucking scars on his face from a bottle throwing scene.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what happened to those posters, but I mean, you could definitely see them in some of my older videos from the 90s when we were teenagers.
Hell yeah, dude.
But anyways, let's get into some of these questions by Daniel Santana. Starting with, what are your thoughts on Bret Hart's relationship with Hulk Hogan during WWF early 90s?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Did they have a feud or something, or?
Well,
back then?
Well, I remember, if you remember WrestleMania 9, Bret Hart lost the WWF title to Yokozuna, and then like seconds later, Hulk Hogan came out and took the belt from Yokozuna, because from what the original SummerSlam 1993 main event was going to be featured as was originally be Hulk Hogan versus Bret Hart for the WWF title.
And it got changed to Yokozuna.
Yeah, because that's when, that whole steroid trial came about, and Hulk testified, and WWF, they parted ways.
Yeah, and he went to WCW.
Yeah. But Bret was mad because even when they both showed up in WCW at the same time, Hulk never, really wanted to do a match with him. Didn't want to put Bret over.
I don't know why Hulk Hogan can't fucking wrestle that well.
Yeah.
Bret can.
You know how Hulk Hogan is. That don't work for me, brother.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, and Bret always, he always talked about that, because they asked him questions all the time, like, what's your heat with Hulk? And he's just like, he just he should have done good business back in the day, and passing the torch to him. It would have really made Bret Hart more, it would have put him in that the ultimate warrior status. As imagine if Bret Hart beat Hulk Hogan clean, straight up, and and that would have made him way more of a star.
Right.
The fact that Bret was a star. He beat he beat pretty much everybody, but he never beat Hulk Hogan.
A lot of people never beat Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan wouldn't allow it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let Macho Man beat him.
Yeah, that's what's funny. I always see on YouTube people always talking about, man, did Hulk Hogan ever put No, he did not. You go back and look at their entire history of matches they had. It was always, no matter what, no matter if Hulk was the good guy, the bad guy, this and that, he never lost to the Macho Man.
That's pretty wild, because Macho Man's a far better wrestler than Hogan.
Yeah, Macho Man was a far better star.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that, what got me was Macho Man's last 2 title reigns in WCW. His last 2 heavyweight title reigns last 1 day each time. And he won the belt, would lose it the next night on Nitro to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Well, what about, was Bret Hart friends in real life with Hulk Hogan in the early 90s, or do you know anything about that, if that's true?
I don't. I just know, from what I heard, they just, Hulk just never want to do business with Bret.
Right. Alright, so I guess we'll move on to the next question here.
But there was, I know they did work together in WCW, they were, he was part of the NWO with them, and...
Right, well that's the late 90s.
Yeah.
And that's not WWF.
But yeah, in the early 90s, like, I don't think they ever really did business together.
Right.
But, I mean, Hulk should have put Bret over in the 90s and fucking, you know, that, like I said, made Bret, like, Ultimate Warrior fucking status. Like,
I mean, yeah, Roddy Piper put Bret over.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Hulk Hogan, speaking of Roddy Piper, Hulk Hogan did put over Roddy Piper.
Did he?
Yeah. 1996 fucking Starrcade, WCW. He lost, fucking Hulk lost clean to the fucking sleeper hold.
Wow. Good stuff.
Yeah. I know, because I remember ordering that event.
On pay-per-view?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. That's awesome.
Yeah. But, like I said, it's funny, Hulk would put him over, but he won't put over Bret.
Yeah, Hogan was something else, man.
Yeah.
But, alright, next question is, Heidenreich, his 2004 to 2005 run, and then leaving the WWE in early 2006.
I remember Heidenreich. He was a fucking character, man. Like, WWF, that was another missed opportunity by WWF, because he had the size, he had the fucking, physique, and he just seemed like a crazy dude that they could have done something really good with him, but they stuck him with remember Animal to try to reform, Legion of Doom after Hawk died.
Right.
And it didn't work. And then next thing you know, it was like they won, like him and Animal won the tag team titles, and then had them. You think that they were going to get a long run, and then they basically lost the titles like a month or two later back to that team of Mercury and Nitro, Eminem.
Wow.
And then next thing you know, Heidenreich was gone.
Yes, he wasn't there long, that's for sure.
No. Remember, he came in, he started as like a backstage person trying to get into like wrestling shows and talking about I'm a big fan. My nephew's going to be here in a little bit. We're going to watch the show, and they never revealed his nephew or something, whatever. He always talked about somebody, but they never would show up, or they would, oh, you just missed him, and what the hell's with this guy? And then they brought him in as gave him a crazy gimmick, him feuding with Undertaker and all that, and but then it's just he just moped around here and there, became a part of LOD, and then next thing you know, poof, gone.
Right. Some wrestlers come and go real fast.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Some wrestlers always come in, and you seem like, man, they got the look, they got the talent, they got the, they're getting over. This guy's going to be a big star, and then next thing you know, poof, gone.
Yeah, that's a trip.
Yeah.
There's people come and go all the time in that business, I'm sure. Not just wrestlers, but announcers, or
I remember, speaking of Heidenreich, I remember his gimmick he had at one point. He was always talking about wanting everybody to be his friends, and he would be beating up a wrestler in the ring, and he would be yelling as he's beating him up, "This is my friend, my buddy." I'm like, wow.
Yeah, beat up your friends.
I remember laughing my ass off when he would wrestle, when he would do that shit, this is my friend, and he's just beating the fuck out of him, that's your friend, but you're beating his ass. What the?
Right.
That was funny, but yeah, he was cool.
Right on. We got another question here.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on Ultimate Warrior?
Huh.
What did you think of him when he was first coming out in like the late '80s in WWF?
Well, how about this one, bro?
Yeah.
I remember watching him before he even wrestled in the WWF.
Well, I know he was tag teamed with Sting, right?
Yeah, but he also wrestled, I believe it was AWA as the Dingo Warrior.
Right. He's built like a damn tank.
Yeah. I mean, when he first came in WWF with the paint, he was feuding with Hercules and stuff, and just seeing just the way his energy,
right.
The way he would just charge to the fucking ring, shake the ropes, get in, right. Just basically destroy his opponent in a couple minutes, and then just run off. God damn, is that dude on speed or what?
Yeah, the guy was probably wired up on a lot of coffee, you know.
Yeah.
It was cool to see him as a kid, come out there and shake the ropes and wrestle. Yeah. But then as you get older, you're like, oh, wait a minute, he can't really wrestle.
Yeah.
That well.
That's what's weird about watching wrestling as a kid.
Right.
You were always more like Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Back when I was a kid, I was always led to believe that Hulk Hogan was like a real life superhero because of all the matches, all the feuds, all the times he got beat up and come back and what you gonna do, brother? One of the largest arms in the world, run wild on you.
Then to come to find out he can't fucking wrestle either.
Yeah.
That well.
As years later, you go back and you watch the 80s and 90s Hulk Hogan matches, and you're just like, wow, every match that he has is basically the same fucking match. It's comes in, starts off punch, off the ropes, clothesline, this and that, and then the bad guy would take over, hit Hulk Hogan with his finisher.
Right, drop the leg.
Yeah, no, I'm going to say Hulk would kick out of the guy's finisher and Hulk all up.
Right.
And then throw some punches, throw him off the ropes, big boot, off the ropes, big leg drop, 1, 2, 3. Oh, time for the 20-minute fucking pose down, brother.
Right.
God. That's what, you didn't really realize it when you were a kid how fucking dumb that is. Realizing that after every match, we got to get the 20-minute pose down and the hand to the ear to each side of the ring, and then I was like, okay, dude, you won. Time to go.
Yeah, it's crazy. He just sits in there, does his pose down for a long time.
Nobody else got a fucking 20-minute, basically, celebration at the end of their fucking match.
Right.
Everybody would just get their hand raised in victory. They go down the aisle, slap hands with the fans, all right, man, see y'all next time. Not Hulk Hogan. I gotta stay in the ring and flex, brother. Show the sidearms, brother. The hand to the ear, brother.
Right. Who did you like more when you were a kid? Did you like the Ultimate Warrior or Hulk Hogan?
WrestleMania. Well, if you talk about going back, it's WrestleMania 6 when they fought.
No, I'm talking about when you were a kid, in the late 80s.
Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, okay.
I remember WrestleMania 6, and when they did fight, me and my brother both watching WrestleMania 6, and he was the one rooting for Ultimate Warrior. I was rooting for Hulk, and I remember when Warrior won, I remember my brother jumping up and down, jumping for joy, and I'm just sitting there
Yeah, they got paid a lot of money for that.
Yeah, but there was controversy at the fact that Hulk couldn't just take his loss and leave. he's like, oh, I gotta get in on this celebration, brother. Grab me the belt. I'm gonna go in the ring and present the belt to him and raise his hands to stand there with him, like, yeah, brother, I'm, gotta hog that spotlight too, brother.
Yeah, hog his great moment.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild, man.
But even, it's funny that fucking Hulk, only reason, and Eric Bischoff even admitted to this, the only reason he was brought into WCW was to fucking lose to Hulk Hogan.
Wow.
Because Hulk Hogan could not stand the fact that there was like that, Ultimate Warrior was the one guy that he never wanted, just like Batista and Triple H. That Triple H brought Batista back a couple years ago, just to say that he beat him.
Same thing with fucking Sting.
Yeah.
Triple H brought Sting in so that he can beat him and be like, yeah, I beat Sting. When at that WrestleMania, I felt like, well, you shouldn't have been wrestling Triple H. You should have been wrestling the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Fuck, what a missed opportunity, man.
That was the match that everybody wanted to see, was Sting and Undertaker.
Yeah. I would love to see that. And it could still possibly happen. Even though Undertaker, he's not wrestling no more. I mean, he could get in shape and maybe, do one more match like that. It would be a hell of a build-up. I think it would draw in a lot of numbers, man.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, Sting's working in AEW now. So.
Well, yeah, that's true. Maybe they'd have to. Yeah, I don't see Undertaker ever going over to AEW.
Yeah, and I don't see Sting going back to WWE. But
right. Man, what a missed opportunity that was.
Yeah. It's funny. I remember that Halloween Havoc when Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior fought the second time, and Hulk actually put him up. It was such a fucked up finish that they had to have a bunch of interference, and they had to have Hulk's nephew, who came out, Horace Hogan, to come out and basically turn on Ultimate Warrior and hit Ultimate Warrior with a chair, and basically for Hulk to get the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. That was funny though. Well, we're bringing him back to WCW just in a favor for Hulk, so Hulk can finally get his win over the Ultimate Warrior. Just say, yeah, he's not going to say that he beat me and I never beat him. Well, guess what? I beat him now, brother.
Alright. We got another question here. Speaking of WCW, what do you think of the War Games double cage ring matches?
Ooh, the War Games.
Yeah,
the early days of it, I really wasn't I didn't really see a lot of the 80s War Games, but I've heard a lot of them were fucking badass. But I remember seeing one War Games where Sid Vicious power bombed fucking Brian Pillman, and he couldn't get him all the way up because the ceiling of the cage was too low. And when he went and get him up, his feet hit the thing, and it caused him to drop fucking Brian Pillman, basically almost right on his damn head. Damn,
not good.
Yeah. I'm like, why? That's stupid. But I remember the '94 War Games match where they had Dusty and Dustin Rhodes and the Nasty Boys against, I think it was Arn Anderson, Bunkhouse Buck, Terry Funk, and there was Colonel Robert Parker.
Oh, right on.
That was a good one, and they had the NWO versus WCW one, which fucking that one sucked.
Yeah.
Because it was basically 4-on-3 because Sting, they did that whole angle where they had two Stings, and they made it believe that Sting had jumped ship and Sting tried to come out there and call him out on it, and they're like, no, I looked right into your eyes when you cheap shot at me. And then later on, he came out for WCW and revealed that there was two Stings, and he beat the fuck out of the NWO, and told Lex was like, is that good? Is that proof enough for you?
Right.
and just like walked out and caused them WCW to fucking lose.
What did you think of the Crow version of Sting back in the WCW, where you only seen him once in a while, like way up in the rafters and shit like that? He wouldn't wrestle for a while. You remember that?
He didn't wrestle for over a fucking year.
Yeah, but he would show up from time to time.
Yeah, he would just show up rafters. He'd come out and attack somebody, this and that, and it's just like.
And then he's gone.
Yeah, I remember. Like, when he first started doing that, like, he would just pop up and drop somebody, then you wouldn't see him. I remember getting it. It's like, man, if you don't come back, just I'm sick of this fucking, him in the rafters and this. It's like, bring him back out, put him back in the ring, and let him wrestle the whole time.
Well, when he did come to wrestle, who did he first wrestle?
Hulk Hogan.
Oh, figures.
And 97. And there was controversy in that match because of fucking Nick Patrick.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Patrick, Hulk Hogan kind of fucked over Sting's comeback with a deal with Nick Patrick that there was supposed to be a part where Hogan dropped the leg and Nick Patrick was supposed to fast count, Sting out, and then Bret Hart would come out like, no, he's not winning like that. But when he went in for the fucking one, like, Hulk told him, like, when I hit the leg drop, count to 3, count normal, brother. And it made it look like so stupid. Like, what's Bret Hart raising a fuss? Like, that was a clean 1, 2, 3, But of course, they can't just end with Hulk Hogan winning against Sting, because it's like, what was the point of all that then?
Right.
So they had to, put Bret Hart out there, make it seem like, oh, that was a fast count, this, that. Where clearly on the videos, like, it was illegal. Like, it looked like a real deal 1, 2, 3.
Right. Yeah, that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan, man, I swear.
Yeah.
What is up with that,
What did you like better? Did you like the Crow Sting or the original Sting?
I would have to say. Man, I would have to say the Crow Sting.
Yeah.
Or, the original's great, nothing wrong, but I don't know, because, I started to really watch it in the late 90s more. Whenever you came over every, Monday night?
Well, I made your ass watch those, watch wrestling.
We watched the Monday Night Wars as they were happening.
Yeah. Do you remember me and you used to make deals with each other?
No, tell me.
We made a deal where if you would watch a wrestling show, but I had to watch one of your Hong Kong movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't remember that.
Well, I do.
Damn.
I remember it was like a Monday Night Raw coming, and it was an important episode, and
right.
I really wanted to watch it. And you're like, all right, dude, I'll let you watch your show, but after your show, we're popping this fucking Hong Kong movie in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, all right, dude, you got a deal.
That's cool.
Hell yeah. I don't remember the name of the Hong Kong, the movie, but I do remember a part in the movie that was sad, is like this guy's wife and child get like blown up in a car.
Oh yeah, that's a Michelle Yeoh movie. I think it was called Royal Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one from the 80s that
I remember seeing that part, like, and like he's like looking under the car and he sees the bomb, and his wife and his little daughter is just like like waving at him. He's
right.
like, oh, and just boom.
Right. Yeah, that's a classic. I have that on. I think I have that on VHS, DVD, and now Blu-ray.
Yeah.
This is crazy. But yeah, I love the old school Hong Kong movies. You know me, I'm huge into that stuff, man.
I remember, like I said, we watched a few of them together. Like I said, Beast Cops, Royal Warriors. What was the one that we got? Do you remember you fucking got tricked into buying a movie because you thought you were buying a Jackie Chan movie?
Yeah, they did that a lot back in the day. They would have Jackie Chan on the cover, but when you watch the movie, you're like, wait a minute, he's not even in the fucking movie.
It was like it was supposed to be like they made you believe it was like a sequel to one of his movies. And Jackie Chan was on the cover,
right?
And they're like this and that, and then we popped the movie in and like watched the whole movie, and like we're like, wait, where the fuck's Jackie Chan?
Yeah, sometimes he would just have a small part as a bad guy in the early 70s or something like that. In movies that would be called like Rumble in Hong Kong, you know, some odd name like that's not even the real name.
Strike.
Yeah, Second Strike.
Yeah, they were calling it Jackie Chan's Second Strike.
Second Strike, right. I had that on VHS.
Yeah, because I remember me and you going to the video store, and you're like, "Oh man, a new Jackie Chan movie."
Yeah. It had nothing to do with Jackie Chan's First Strike.
No,
and it was an older film set, I think, way back in the damn early '80s or maybe '70s, and it's just like, what the hell?
Yeah, we watched. I remember we watched it, and like Jackie Chan wasn't even in the fuck. You were like, "What the fuck?" Because like we always read the credit, like. It originally made you think like something's messed up because when they do the credits at the beginning of the movie, his name wasn't even in the credits.
Yeah, they did a lot of that back in the day. Since he became huge, they would take some Hong Kong films, change the name, you know, and either show him a little bit in the movie or not show him at all.
Yeah, you know, just make you believe that he's in the movie and he's not.
Right. It was just weird, edited down versions that were just like, oh man, you know, I don't know what happened to a lot of those VHS tapes. I wish I still had them.
Oh, I know,
because I love collecting, you know, Hong Kong movies on any platform.
Yeah,
you know?
I wish I still had my wrestling library. I mean, I did have a good old library built at one point with VHS wrestling.
You had a lot.
Yeah. It's like, because like I said, growing up, that was my
thing,
quote unquote, my drug of choice was wrestling. Like
the wrestling, VHS tapes.
Watching as a kid, going out and just picking up the events, and
plus you were ordering T-shirts, weren't you, or buying them?
No, I ordered one back when the original Austin 316 shirt came out.
Man, that's very cool.
And I remember thinking, oh man, I'm representing Stone Cold, baby.
Right.
And then I found like there was, what was that place called that we used to always go to? Warren Community Trade Center.
Yeah.
And they had a person there. I don't know if they were original shirt or they were just knockoff like wrestling shirts, but I bought a few from there. Like I remember the NWO Wolfpack shirt, and I think I had another Stone Cold shirt, and man.
Well, also you collected the figures.
Yeah, figures, cards, magazines.
Oh, that's right. You did have cards.
Yeah, I still. You know, it's funny. I still have my card collection
from the '90s.
Yep. I mean, I don't have like, my thing is I don't have whole sets of the cards itself, but like I have a booklet that I try to keep a card of every wrestler that ever made a card of.
Wow.
And I've basically got like pretty much every wrestler that they from. You know, not currently, because I don't know how to really get wrestling cards anymore. They don't come out. They don't at the stores or nothing. But I used to do that a lot of times where I go out and buy wrestling cards just to collect, you know, a certain, you know, card of every wrestler. And
I think they sell them like in box sets. I want to say at Target and different stores. I think
sets at them Walmart, but. Every time I go up there and look in the cards section, I don't ever see wrestling cards anymore.
Yeah.
It's got fucking baseball and football cards. Like,
it's like, what's up with that?
Yeah. But I got a lot. I got some old school wrestling cards. I got cards of like Andre the Giant.
That's cool. Keep them in good condition. They might be worth some money.
I keep them all in like plastic sleeves, and you know, they've been like, you know, it's like it's cool because I just ordered the whole set of the AEW trading cards, and there was a lot of wrestlers. I had to go through the book and redo it because I keep them all like in order in a way.
Yeah.
I got cards are numbered, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like they have a bunch of 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man. So it's cool that do you still collect cards to this day if you see them?
Yeah, if I get a chance to pick some up, hell yeah.
That's cool. Hell
Yeah.
yeah, man. But yeah, I think we'll go ahead and unless we got more to say, I think we're gonna wrap this one up.
Really, I mean, I think we touched on all our topics and then some, and
talked about the 2 wrestlers that passed away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, that sucks, man. It sucks to see, you know, good people pop off like that.
I tell you what sucks is to see wrestlers that you grew up with, remember watching, and everyone now, you go back and look now, like basically most of them are all passed away now.
Right. Hulk Hogan keeps on a ticking, brother.
Yeah.
But wrestling's in his blood, man.
You need to make him a shirt saying that death doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah. That's funny. Hell yeah. That's a first there, I think.
That is. I just thought of that.
Good one. But yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap this podcast up. That was pretty cool, taking a trip down memory lane on some of these things and answering questions from Daniel.
We do it again, man, because you know we could always touch on other topics and other things, and
right. Well, yeah, we always do that.
Like we ain't got to just talk about just wrestling either. I mean, we talk about movies, like kung fu movies.
Movies and video games.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
That's our thing, man. Movies and video games and wrestling. Like.
Oh, yeah. That's what my channel's about.
Yeah, I'm right.
So, anyways.
That's not what the channel's about. That's what our lives are about. That's what I mean.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's what we were all about back then.
Yeah.
And even to this day, we're really big into movies. You know.
Yeah. I mean, we got. Like I said, I got one now that I told you before, you need to watch it and we need to do it
Yeah, we'll do a review on it in the future.
Yeah.
For sure. We're going to be doing a lot of movie reviews here. So, yeah. And along with, like, wrestling events, video games and stuff like that. We'll be pumping up the volume. But, anyways.
Jam, pump it up.
That's an old school song.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
I remember hearing that back in the day when we used to take the bus to school.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. All right, man. We are out of here, and y'all have a kick-ass day.
Hell yeah! I'm about to go grab me a beer.
I'm about to get me an energy drink or something. But anyways, we out.